Halito, this is Sarah Yulrick with the Office of Grants Coordination. Today I'm going to be showing you a quick tutorial about how to access grants.gov, which is the federal government's portal where most grants are published and submitted for federal agencies. There are some agencies that do not utilize grants.gov, but for the most part, your majority of grants are going to be located in this system. I'm also going to show you how to do a search for opportunities on the system and how to set up an email notification. So the first thing you're going to do is just type in grants.gov and it's going to take you directly to the portal. On the home page, what's going to be most important for you is this Search Grants tab. If you go ahead and click that, it's going to take you to the listing of all of the grants that are currently available in the system, and it also has access to closed and archive grants for research purposes. If you want to do a search of grants that are currently in the system, you can do a search by keyword, opportunity number, or the CFDA number. For opportunity and CFDA number, you're going to need to know specifically what those are for the grant that you're looking for. In general, if you're just looking for grants, let's say that have to do with energy, in the keyword section here, you could type in energy and do a search. And here it's pulled up 205 match results. That's a lot of opportunities to look for, so to look through. So my suggestion would be to go ahead and further narrow that search down. So over here on the left-hand side, we've already got forecasted or posted, so that's going to be current grants. If you were to look at closed or archived, that would be more for research purposes. If you wanted to look at grants that might be coming out in a year or two, you could look at the old funding opportunity announcements just for planning purposes. You can also come down here a little bit further. So if we wanted to narrow our search down, I would go ahead and select either cooperative agreements or grants. Those are the two instruments that we typically use. A little bit further down, you can select by eligibility. So for us, we're going to want to look for grants that Native American tribal governments are eligible to apply for. So here that's considerably narrowed down our search. We now have 8 different opportunities. So that's pretty easy to quickly look through, see if any of those opportunities are interesting to us. Here on the close date, you want to just double check. So this grant here, Promise Neighborhoods Program, that was posted on July 8th of 2016. We have until September 6th to apply if you were interested in that grant. If you went ahead and selected the opportunity number, it's going to take you to the link for more information about that specific grant. Here on this page, it's going to show you the basic information about the agency. It's a grant. They're going to be awarding 5 awards. Here's the CFDA number, which we use often in our office for a reference number. It is specific to the cluster of grants under that funding. Here it shows that cost sharing or matching is a requirement. Different versions for opportunities can be published because sometimes there's an error or they need to make an update. So there can be several different versions, and if there is an update, you can see those here in the version history tab. It's going to show you the date that changes were made to the funding opportunity and what those changes were. So here we can see that the original closing date is September 6th. A deadline for a notice of intent to apply is due July 25th, and deadline for submitting applications is September 6th, so that's the same there. Let's see, and then also estimated total funding, that's $29 million, so that would be split between 5 different applications. If you scroll down a little bit further, it'll show you the total eligibility. So here we have Native American tribal organizations here, so we would be eligible to apply. Sometimes additional information is included in the NOFA that might eliminate us from being eligible, but just as a general first assessment, it does look like this would be something we could look at to apply for. So if you scroll down further, here is a general description of the funding opportunity and a link for additional information. So now I'm just going to go back to that search that we had up and show just a couple other things. If there was still a lot of different funding opportunities listed here, you could also search by category. So we already selected energy, but you could further select, education. If you wanted to do a program that was related to energy and education, it's going to narrow that down. Here's the Promise Neighborhoods grant that we were just looking at. And then further below, you can also limit your search by agency. So, if we uncheck a lot of these things, it's going to show us several different agencies. So if we were looking for a grant through Department of Commerce or Education, etc., you can also select those as different searches. So that's basically a summary of how to do an active search for a grant. If you wanted to set up a subscription to receive regular notifications about grants that are interesting to you, you want to go to the top right corner here, Manage Subscriptions. Go ahead and click on that. On the left-hand side here, there's going to be how to set up your email notifications. So this first one is going to be to set up a notification for a specific grant. So let's say that 2 years ago you applied for a grant and you have an award and funding should come out in a year, and you want to make sure that you receive notification that that new funding has been posted. You're going to go ahead to this screen, type in your email address, and type in the opportunity number, which will be on the NOFA for that opportunity that you have. If you wanted to set up a search just in general for different opportunities, the other options that you have are to create a saved search or to subscribe to all grant opportunities. I'm going to suggest not to do this option. If you subscribe to all grant opportunities, you're going to receive a daily email that has dozens of grants in it, and you're going to have to weed through those to find which ones we're eligible for. So the one that makes the most sense would be this one here. And you're going to, like we did on the previous page, you're going to narrow down a search. You're going to put your email address here. I would skip opportunity number and CFDA and scroll down here to one of these sections. You can narrow your search down by funding activity. So if you worked in business and commerce, you might want to select this opportunity. You can also, this activity. You can also hit the control key if you're interested in looking at several different categories. So if you wanted to do business and commerce, but then you also wanted to look at employment, labor, and training, you can hit the control key and it will select both of those activities. In the next category, you're also going to have the eligibility. So you can scroll down and select Native American tribal governments, which most likely would be the mode in which we would apply. They also have, for somebody that works in the housing authority, they have public housing authorities and Indian housing authorities. So that might be something, if you're in the housing authority, I would go ahead and select this one as well, in addition to federally recognized tribes, because sometimes you can find opportunities that work for both. The Choctaw Nation also has some 501c3s, so if you're part of one of those groups, you can select this category, nonprofit 501c3. And then you can either do higher education, which I do not believe we have, so it would actually be this one here, other than institutions of higher education. Here at the bottom of the screen, again, you could narrow your search down to show only grants and cooperative agreements, and then you could also select agency. But in general, if you're just looking for overall grants that happen to be in these activities, I would just leave that open. And then you're going to click the subscribe to mailing list. After you click this button, it's going to send an email notification, and you're going to need to click on that to complete the subscription process. So overall, that's just a quick rundown of the grants.gov website and how to set up a subscription. If you have any questions or need assistance, please contact the grants office and we'd be happy to help you. Thanks and have a good day.